G'day guys, welcome to episode 81, can you believe it, of Ask Jack D. We are filming an episode today before our Scalable and Saleable members arrive, taking a question from one of our members about why I and we at the Entourage spend most of our recruitment process talking people out of coming to work for us. Alrighty, welcome to this episode. That was a really awkward introduction. What am I saying? Welcome to episode 81 of Ask Jack D. It is Thursday morning. We are rocking and rolling. We are in day 2 of our Vision, Mission, Values workshop with our Scalable and Saleable members. They're about to start rolling in. So we thought we'd film this episode for you guys before they do. This question comes from Mr. Peter Collins, who says, hi Jack, hope you're well. Thank you, Peter, hope you're well as well, mate. You mentioned briefly when you're hiring staff, you look for reasons why they won't fit your business. Can you elaborate on this? And Peter is actually a Scalable and Saleable member as well, so I'm somewhat familiar with Peter and his business. Why do I look for reasons they won't fit our business? Here's the thing. I believe every business should be a self-aware business, meaning you know who you are, you know your values, you know where you're going by way of mission, you know why you're getting there by way of vision. Everybody in the team is inducted and very familiar and owns that thinking and that feeling, and they embody the vision, the mission, the values of the organization, which is to say they embody the DNA of the organization. And for any self-aware person, like if you want to study culture, meaning recruitment, management, leadership, whatever, look at what is true for an individual and then relay it to 4 individuals or 10 individuals or 7 individuals or 100 individuals, right? Culture is just a group of individuals. Now, team dynamics come into it, but it's often, like what's true at one person at a human psychology level is often just amplified at a culture level when you get a bunch of humans together, right? The reason I say that is this. Think about a very self-aware person you know. They're wise, they know themselves, they know how they want to live, they know who they are, they know what doesn't work for them. That person is probably very selective about who they enter into relationships with, because they know themselves, they know the people they're going to gel with, they know the people they're going to synergize with, and they know the people they're going to clash with, and it's just not going to work. They probably have less close friends than everybody else, but the friends that they do have are exceptionally close friends because there's a true DNA alignment, right? What we do in business is we often sit across the desk from someone, particularly if we're recruiting reactively and we need to hire fast, which if we're in the startup or growth phase is always the case. And therefore, we're in a bunch of pain, we need someone quickly, and in sitting in that emotion, we try and prove the person who's across the desk, who's applying for a job, we try and prove them right. The problem with that is they might not be, and our bias is to make sure that they are, right? As entrepreneurs and as leaders and as managers, we're often really optimistic, and that optimism has its place and really serves us from time to time. Often it does not, and recruitment is one of those environments or examples. The reason being is we can enter into a relationship with this person that's being interviewed based on a whole bunch of bullshit, based on what they're saying, based on what we're saying. We're going flexible work hours, and we're amazing to work for, and we always have fun, and that person's going, I'm amazing, come in guys, I'm amazing, and Eddie, come in bro, it's us Jack, it's all cash, we're just rocking and rolling. Hello, is this your first time in the EDC? No. You're a veteran, you're a regular, welcome back. And therefore, they're going, I'm amazing and here's my resume, and we don't dig deeper than that. We don't challenge that because we're trying to prove them right. 3 months down the track, we discover that the relationship isn't right and it was never going to be right. And had we just had a really honest and upfront conversation at the beginning, we would have both identified that. So what you need to go by in almost every instance, but recruitment is definitely one where it's like super important, is what I call Null Hypothesis. Every idea is a bad idea until it is proven right. Every person is the wrong person until they prove themselves right. The other thing that we want to do throughout the recruitment process is give them the warts and all overview of the business that we're coming into. So one of the things I say is, yes, we're a high growth organization, but on the other side of that very coin comes high demand, comes incredibly high expectations, comes really long work hours. Nobody comes and works at the Entourage because they want a 9-to-5 job, because it isn't. And if that's what you're after, you need to go somewhere else now. This is a lifestyle, and everybody who is here because they believe in the vision and they're almost here driven from a higher purpose than having a 9-to-5 job. If that is genuinely true for you, it might work out. If it isn't, then it definitely won't work out. So let's identify that now. And what this does is it manages to scare the person to such a degree where they will deselect themselves. Again, I'm not trying to talk them into our business. I will talk to them about the great things that we do in the vision so that they understand why, it's a great movement to be a part of. However, once they get that, I'll then start talking them out of it. And it's the person that is still standing at the end of, 5 or 6 interviews that we do. Person who's still standing at the end of it going, yes, 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 I want in, I feel like I was born to be here. They're the person that we want in our organization. So it's not about both of us selling one another to one another. It's about having a real honest conversation at a human, soul, spiritual, DNA, competency, skill set to role, fit, and all of those contexts. Is this going to be right? And if it is rock and roll, it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done, but it'll be good. If it's not, it'll just be hell, so let's not bother. That's what I think, Peter. You need to really have honest conversations up front. All great relationships are built on authenticity. This is just about bringing authenticity in the conversation sooner so that we can make a good decision together. Great question, guys. In the comments below, what has been your number one recruitment mistake throughout your business career? Your number one recruitment mistake. I'll be there. Comment in the comments below and continue asking questions using the hashtag AskJackD, and I will continue to answer your questions each and every day.
I've just actualized a wish that I dreamed as a kid. 'Cause I'm learning